That should happen. Maybe go for the earlier snowball cut before they hit 20. Sometimes that should be required from Supernova, which Ballistix, they're actually a team that can make that happen. That was what actually decided the end game result of Game 2. So Game 3, we do have Dragonshire.
That's right. So this is going to be another Ballistix pick. Going to send us on to Dragonshire, and I think if I'm not mistaken, this is the first map that they played versus Tempest last week, where they actually had really cool strategy to pull off on it. Once again, we're coming back to us. Like, okay, well that was the only point I had. I was ready to get into the draft, but apparently we have to look at us some more.
We'll see. We'll see how. Well, we only have a few more weekends left.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think only one more after this, right?
Yeah, we take a weekend break, and then week 10, and then playoff, and then Crucible. That's it for BlizzCon. But maybe for next year, we'll have some other maps in the pool. Alterac, maybe. Hanamura, maybe.
I think definitely
Garden,
Alterac.
maybe. Warhead Junction back, maybe. So we have a lot more maps coming for sure.
That's true. It actually feels like basically forever since the map pool was adjusted. So I'm ready for something new. I'm glad that they decided to change up a few things about some of the maps so that now maybe I will be able to say the H word again. I think in my very first Heroes of the Storm broadcast, I talked extensively about that map and didn't realize that I wasn't supposed to. But now it's changed, so there really are no more rules anymore.
It's a Hanamura tempo. I've been playing a lot of Team League and also some quick matches, and surprisingly, a lot of my games are Hanamura.
Really? And
those samurais hurt a lot, and the new mechanics of how the payloads work. Oh, not too bad. I still have to get used to it. I only played about 10 games on it, I think. And a lot better than before.
Yeah, I actually feel like
it does damage, somewhat like Hearts, the Bay.
Oh, okay.
Black Hearts, yes.
I feel like I play almost exclusively on Alterac Pass. So like, I wonder what map I'm gonna get this time. It's always there. So I actually haven't played too much on the new Hanamura, but
it's fun.
I guess all of our pro players are kind of thankful that they won't have to play on that probably for quite a while.
Yep, and Hanamura I go in. Oh, it's a map where it fits. So I'm gonna play my Genji, and then goes Genji, and then of course the payload map. You need one stealth, right?
Yeah.
A Nova on the other side, or a Balira, and then I get silenced for the next few seconds, and I'm gone.
Yeah, I think we're also kind of glad that we haven't really seen a whole lot of Balira here. But yeah, maybe if Hanamura does come back, we'll see the rise of the stealth heroes. Well, let's get into our second map. It is Dragonshire, or third map actually. Wow, this day is actually going quite quickly, G-Clef. Could have gone a little bit of the opposite way in game number 2. It was close for quite a while. See if Supernova can make it close again. They will have to in order to turn the series around.
Yep, Genji ban. It has to be. It just has to be done. There's no other way. Genji must be banned.
I think we did see one Genji game.
And we saw what happens when it's not banned as well.
I think they actually lost the Genji game that I was remembering from earlier on in this part. Or last part, I think it was.
Last phase, I think,
yeah,
right?
Last phase. That's right. That's right. Wow, it actually has been a long time. Time flies when you're having fun. Another Garrosh ban, really dedicated to keeping that out of Supernova's hands.
Yeah, it's keeping out Heaven's hero pool. Heaven plays a lot of Garrosh, and Muradin, if you take one, ban one, then what can he play? I think they're putting him off to a weird one. There's the Muradin now from Ballistix when they have so much crowd control to pair up.
A couple weeks ago, we saw this with Anna, right? The anything you can do, I can do better. It's like, oh, you want to pick that? Well, we'll show you how it's done. So this time, we get a chance to see it from Ballistix.
So far, 3 out of 3 games in Korea. Let's see if this pattern continues into match 2, and EUNA will get the full story going up starting today.
Once again, going to be the Kirisaku Dahaka. No surprise there, but I do like that they are going for the Deckard. That makes a lot more sense. And really, when you look at Supernova's lineup, it's like, oh, well, yeah, this is just like you're just picking right down the list of strong picks for the team.
I think because they want to focus on one and remove some armor as well with Tyrande now. And they have been focusing really hard on Heaven's Hero Pool as a tank. So maybe put him into one of those uncomfortable hero, and also bring him down with focus. Removing the front line, we saw what happens when Diablo's gone. Supernova, the rest of the members, they don't know what to do without him.
Taking out the Diablo as well, like you said, targeting that pool. We'll see if maybe they continue to target that with some picks. Now, I think last week, I'm trying to remember the series that we got a chance to see triple tank really highlight. Oh, it was Ballistix Tempest, right? We got a chance to see a triple tank game.
And this one's the map with Thrall. I'm quite surprised that Thrall actually made all the way down here. I was expecting Thrall where Tyrande would be in right now before the second ban phase, but he's out here. It is Dragonshire where you just need a lot of the sustain. Blaze Thrall, you kind of do have the Thrall with the 4-man rotation sometimes, but a lot more Blaze on top.
Most likely. There's always that flexibility. I don't know exactly why they would decide to flex that, but you're right. That is most likely. Final picks, going to see Alex come through.
This is not the map where Alex Raza is super popular.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is Dragonshire, so maybe they do have both dragon heroes.
Yes.
All I'm trying to say is the synergy's there. They were both released in the same like dragon event. Very cool.
Yeah, so the Dragon Strike with everything dragon. Maybe it has been the thing. Final pick, Rainer.
Okay, I like that they've grabbed it there all the way at the very, very end.
Yes, me too.
You know, we've seen a lot of Rainer first picks, right, when he was super popular, and teams were like, oh, we can just kind of either draft a lot of dive or a lot of CC and really punish you for that. So they pick it safely at the end. But, you know, Rainer's a pick that usually requires a whole lot of support. And so is Tyrande going to be the kind of support that he needs? Does he have a big enough front line in front of him? I think the answer is yes.
Oh, a little bit, not 100%,
right.
But mostly the answer would be on Blaze. The bunker, they would have it post 10. And also, Thrall is actually a very good defensive hero as well. And we're back on camera again. I know you guys love us.
That's
we
true.
love you too.
This is a new feature in HGC where we just put our casters on camera all the time.
Yep.
Wolf missed out, man.
He's a goner.
That's right. He is actually literally gone. So
he's gone.
I'm glad we can all be here.
Guys, he'll be back though.
I have to mention an honorable mention. I received this this inspiration that not only is it
where are you going with this?
Not only is it a dragon composition,
okay,
right? But we also have Dahaka here, right?
And you have the dragon pants.
Oh, that's right. I do actually have dragons on my pants. We were
That's
talking about this.
crazy.
I learned how to train my dragon from a very popular movie, and so now I've tamed them. They're on my pants. They're in my games. My point about Dahaka is that he likes to drag people too. So
he has a dragon pants, and everyone on the metro looks at him. He's a foreigner. He has a dragon pants.
That's true.
And it's a white dragon too. What does that mean? Does he think dragons are
That was my
real?
nickname in high school, G-Clef.
Dragon pants?
White dragon. It definitely was not, but it could have been.
You don't have blue eyes, so
I also
you're not my favorite.
No, then I would be able to be summoned and somehow win the game. Also, somehow I'd also be able to polymerize with two other people for no reason. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense, G-Clef. Just like our conversation here.
Oh, it does make a lot of sense, but Alex Straza on this map, very rare, very, very rare, first of all, in Korea, of course, but he plays Alex Straza in any map.
I was going to say, if you're going to...
He plays that on any maps.
If you name yourself, like, you know, XX Genji God XX, well, you should probably be good at Genji, right? So if you're going to name yourself Alex, then maybe...
Were you XX Dragon Pants XX on MySpace or Zanga?
That was my old caster name before I changed to Rapid. So we moved on. It was a different time, G-Clef.
MySpace. That was a good website.
We had a good run. Tom was in my top 8.
Zanga?
Oh, I did have a Zanga.
Really?
Yeah, my first email account was Lycos, and I also
Lycos?
had a GeoCities page.
What's that? I don't know.
Oh no!
Is that before
you will
AOL,
never,
or is
you
it
will
post
never know
AOL?
the things I was posting on my Neopets blog. It was a different time, G-Clef.
I don't know when that happened. Was that the time where you couldn't call people when you were using the web?
Oh, I didn't even have a phone at that point.
Oh,
G-Clef.
really?
That was
that the dial
pre-phone.
phone? You drag 1, 7.
That's true.
2.
And if your parents are using the dial-up internet, you can't even call any.
I know.
Well, it was a struggle, guys. We also had to walk uphill both ways to school.
Yeah, and I didn't, of course, live in that era. I know everything from
That's
YouTube.
true.
I'm pretty young.
Yeah, born yesterday.
Only a few days ago.
Okay. Well, they grow up so fast. All right. Well, it looks like we are going to work on heading back into the band pick. It looked like there were maybe an error that happened there, but we'll get the full update here in just a second.
Okay. No Chat actually had one of the random pick.
Ah.
Maybe that was the Alex Straza, or
was he the one picking Alex Straza? I actually believe the Alex Straza pick maybe a little bit more.
Maybe the Hanzo was a random pick. Random pick happened to be one of the meta picks, I guess. So
okay, well, I guess that's kind of lucky.
He couldn't click on the hero. Maybe some connection issue or.
Okay. So either way, we're gonna have to go back through the draft.
Yeah, we're gonna redo the draft, is what I just heard.
I want to see if Ballistix are still gonna steal Tyrande away. I also want to know exactly which pick was the one that they didn't mean for. Yeah. I guess we'll find out. So let's get back into our draft for Dragonshire for Game 3.
Yeah, and that was the reason why it was a double support with Deckard and Alex Straza.
Yeah,
so I don't think Alex Straza was the right one.
Okay, that does make a whole lot more sense. I mean, it's weird because, there's literally a guy named Alex on the team, but I think they are just going to go right back through everything up until that happened. Okay, yeah, so they're just going to do same picks, same bands, all the way up until that random pick.
Hanzo, Anubarak, same. Look at next one, Anubarak Tyrande.
Oh, G-Clef, what a literal god.
How about 2 more? Deckard, Dehaka. Yes!
No! Stop him, the literal madman.
How about the bands? Diablo, Irel.
Wolf comes back, he will never have this much ability to predict this. Don't even show him the what happened before.
Blaze Thrall.
Thrall Blaze. Busted. Fraud. Reported.
How about a Morden and something else that we have not seen?
Oh, what's the something else though, G-Clef?
Leeming? I don't know the other one. Well, Leeming actually not a bad one. Against Blaze, I think they would be looking for something more of an area damage. Maybe actually a false set in here again as a double global?
Yeah, yes. They are gonna go. Oh, stop him!
Literal god!
Not allowed! This is so broken. Nerf G-Clef, please. Oh my god. Okay, G-Clef.
How did I know?
I don't.
Stop. Try to stop me.
I can't.
Try to stop me.
Can't stop him now. We're having a good time, G-Clef.
And I'm sure everyone watching is having a good time. There was a mispick last draft with random pick from Noche. That's why we had the Alex Straza, but this time Falstad. Again, they're trying the double global. Okay. On this map, really good Dragonshire. You need to control the global. It's really hard. I feel like you just have a lot of frustrating moments when you try to control both. And unless you really get a few more kills, even if you get a kill, if you're really late on the wave clear sometime, you can't get the Dragon Knight really early game. But with the double global, I think it's literally possible.
I mean, Dragonshire is, I think, the biggest map we have in the pool, right? It's just gigantic, so macro matters a lot.
I'm a Chromie, confirmed. I can go back in time. I'm level 3 when you guys are level 1.
So broken. See you beast upstairs. We get into the game. Supernova going back to maybe not the roots, but back to the double global. And I'm excited to see if it works. I think it was on the cusp, the verge of working in game number 2. If they hadn't lost that last fight as hard as they had, maybe it would have been able to, snowball down the bottom lane, zoom in there, take out the keep, and turn the game around. But we're on to game number 3.
Yeah, and Bentham's Hanzo's, I wouldn't say as good as SC, but one of his best hero, I would certainly say. When he was on Hanzo, some Maiev, mechanical skill just on top all the time. So I'm expecting a lot of great scatters, getting the kicks.
He's got some competition. I think we saw a pre-4-minute quest completion on Scatter Arrow in game number 2. Yeah, so he's going to have his work cut out for him. So, oh my god, look at that. Tyrande already kicking in. Yep, and I do want to see how Ballistix play it.
Oh, let's just chill onto the scatter. I've always been very used to the pros, and even myself just finishing usually under 8 minutes if it goes for a long time. Sometimes it can go for post 10 minutes. It does happen.
That's true.
When you usually don't have too many team fights, but on this map, thinking about maybe 6-7 minutes. There's the root again.
A lot of damage onto Haven, but he doesn't care. Support's right there.
SDE's thrall was actually the reason why they started to climb back up on the Eastern. They had to fight all the way through. Lost some Tempest, and SDE's thrall was always in there, creating some key plays with that Sundering. I believe we're about to see that once again in this game.
Wouldn't doubt it. Certainly more popular than Quake by any means. Haven just trying to control the little shrine down there. I don't think he's going to have too much competition. They're just battling it out. Oh, wow. He actually does get hit by the stun and forced to toss out.
Beat him down. Get that stack for Crash Lightning. What he needs right now. It's going to take some time, though. Early game. And that's why he's rotating around his teammate. So he can actually stack up a little bit.
Yeah. And speaking of those rotations, we keep looking towards No Chat. He keeps kind of hinting that he wants to go top over and over again. He'll push mid and then rotate up, but he's never committed to it just yet. I want to see when this double global kicks in, because we didn't really get a chance to see that very early in game 2.
Not too much in the previous game. Supernova and Decker, we do see the field study at 1. It's not as common compared to Sapphire. Sometimes you just want to hold a little bit more power as an old man.
That's his end-life crisis.
End-life crisis?
Well, it's definitely not a middle-life crisis. I guess he is actually super old anyway, so maybe it is middle-life. I don't know. We should all be so lucky.
I'm very lucky. I was only born yesterday.
That's right. You have an early life crisis.
It's happening right now. With that big push on the top, the Haka alone, it's going to be really hard. Even Moradin was trying to go up, but notice the rotation, he was delayed. So this wall is going to be totally broken.
Yeah, and Ballistix had already shoved that pretty hard before they rotated up, so now that they come back, there's a lot there, and so the push-up top works out well, and now the rotation up from that mid lane. They return to push it just to keep No Chat like under control, and now all 4 heroes present on the top side. Hooligan might look to wrap around from the side. No Chat sees him as he rotates top, and oh, the clutch stun right before he does get the engagement. The burrow keeps Kirisaku safe, avoids the engage that Ballistix were looking for, and now a potential turnaround. A lot of AoE damage, that Dark Swarm, and all the damage from No Chat in the back, combining for the first kill for Supernova.
Clutch move. Kirisaku has been always so good on that. The Haka having the perfect moment, and notice the bottom, the PIP, the camp, the neutral camp at the 6 o'clock was actually pushing along with Hanzo. So they accomplished about the same, unless some other casualty happens here, which it did. So, okay, Ballistix wins overall.
Yeah, and even Kirisaku there, he does have a little bit of sustain, but he's not going to make it out of that one alive. So a beautiful way to kind of turn things around up on top. Raynor kicking in as that last pick is doing so much work for Ballistix.
I think Alex Raza could have did. No.
No, definitely not. Let's be like, excuse me, can we remake back to the random pick? We think it might go better.
No, but at least, not at least, the double globals died so they can be back in lane very soon.
I mean, you're so really looking for the silver lining on that cloud there,
I'm looking for that, the light coming through that very close door.
Yeah, the light at the end of the tunnel might be what Supernova see a little bit ahead of schedule if they can't turn this game around. It looked like they had a pretty okay fight there. Kirisaku played it masterfully, but then they push out and get turned around by that Raynor pick. And now Hooligan getting in there, lots of CC onto Bentham. Luckily, Haven's there to save him. The crash and disengage Bentham safe, but for how long?
Yeah, not too long. As they're very weak against CC, especially Falstad. No Chat has to be careful. And in the meantime, let's look at top. Roll has to go back. The Haka versus Blade. That's just happening over time. Seems like Kirisaku's overall winning a little bit. Just before Bunker comes up, still level 9.
Yeah, and look at SC. He doesn't even feel pressured at this point, forcing Kirisaku to pop his passive, as it were.
Pretty good on the retreat, just understanding the rotation. Having some nice jukes there. Of course, I don't think that was maybe enough with the jet propulsion lining up after. Because with Tyrande Rainer, you can never underestimate how much damage actually they can do.
Right, you never want to you know, underestimate that and have yourself die for free. So he does get out alive, but oh man, so much pressure onto No Chat. And oh, there's Cocoon onto Muradin? Wait, what? Okay.
Yeah, just to delay, just so they can't toss over and delay the Dragon Knight from happening.
Dragon's Arrow comes through on to Jungha, slows him down a little bit, but look at No Chat showing up right at the best moment there.
Oh,
stay a while.
Bunker. Get it, gets to the bunker at the perfect timing. Seems like Hooligan will survive.
Hooligan makes it out there, but you know, not quite the fight that Ballistix were looking for. Sure, they all stay alive, right? But I mean, this is still a big push forming here for Supernova.
As Bunker, not just the one that cast, not only the Blaze player has to understand the timing, but all of your teammates has to be using that Bunker. And he just went in at the same time when the Stay a While and Listen was casted. Great job being done. And in the meantime, they didn't lose anyone and got the Dragon Knight. So they are totally having this game controlled under their hands right now.
Yeah, I actually thought they might have been in a little bit of trouble, but they had the macro under control, which is such a weird sentence to say against a team that has this double global. Theoretically, you would expect them to be able to leverage that advantage, but Supernova haven't been able to at all.
Haymaker. To possibly bring Rainer or Tyrande. It's understandable, but with the tank lineup that Ballistix have, Blaze and Anubarak, they can actually chase and give Bunker. Try to save their teammate who's Haymaker. That will be very tough in Supernova. It has to line up perfectly with Decker, Stay a While and Listen, or the Gust, I would say. Which I'm saying a lot, which means it's going to be very hard.
Yes, exactly. The Stay a While in the last fight was terrible, and Gust, I guess I haven't really seen that one. I guess maybe it's going to be a good way to get Rainer out of position, but that's in the optimal setup, which is usually pretty difficult to have happen.
Spot 7. Sorry, no more stack, no more baseline stats for Sentinels anymore. But Shadowstalk has been the pick all the time here.
Yeah, I think we are going to see basically the same combo, but here we go. Cocoon on to Deckard. Sundering does come out. Haven is totally separated from the team and taken out, so separated even more.
Hey, where's your avatar, boy?
¿Dónde está?
Thanks.
Not there.
We wanted to destroy the key before anyhow, so thanks for having the Gust here.
Yeah, helping him out. Whose team are you on? They take out Deckard right after the Cocoon finishes, and that means it is a 3-on-5 at the power play. The bottom lane, I mean, sure, Kirisaku's doing the utmost, right? He is trying to split soak, push, get anything done that he can, but Supernova aren't going to be able to hang on to their keep realistically, and so that's just going to be a total loss.
Yeah, pre-10 minute and Gust was used, so this is the moment where they have to really be careful of the Gust, but there's Haymaker.
Haymaker on a Hooligan, but he just burrow charges right on out. Kirisaku does join the fight from the top lane.
Oh, great dodge on that isolation.
They not only dodges that, but he also forces, you know, Kirisaku all the way back. So essentially, it's like he almost just never joined the fight.
I know. Kirisaku's like, guys, like, let me just go through you guys. Make sure I'm safe.
Sorry, excuse me.
That was a funny moment.
Move in here. He brush stalks all the way down when he could have kept pushing.
Arrow? Yes.
Oh, man. What a great way to start that off. Stay a While, not effective at all. There's the Gust he's looking for there. Look at SC caught way out of position, but the bunker saves him again.
Yep, yeah. Deckard is trapped in the Cocoon, but SC.
SC.
Yeah, he got damage in, and he will die.
Oh, yeah, finally he does get, he does kind of pay for playing over aggressively. But in the end, this is still just a great fight for Ballistix.
Towards the healing. I think Boggy can have some excessive crowd control along with that jet propulsion.
The DPS from Tyrande here, off the charts.
Let's see. Let's see who wins. The main tank, sub-tank, plus the support. 3v3.
Hey.
No one dies.
Hybrid
what a surprise.
Old Tyrande would have had the DPS there, G-Clef. That's all I'm trying to say.
Old Tyrande, I think Ballistix lose because
well, also that, yes.
She would have run out of mana before, but not anymore.
That's so comical when you think about some of the older heroes and how mana-gated they do tend to be. And then like maybe pre a few nerfs Hanzo where it was like actually impossible to run out of mana. So yeah, new Tyrande, of course, maybe a little bit more mana effective. There it is, a big chase. You see onto Alex specifically, dropping very, very low and will go down. A nice cocoon onto Hanzo, but he should get broken out of that. But might not awake to a world in which he stays alive for much longer. Was that a double knockup for the burrow charge by Hooligan? Oh my God, just so good. Keeping the engages coming. Nothing that Supernova can do about it.
In a small choke point, you can only assume they will be diving in when they have 16. They just vacuum through from the top to the mid court there. And the Supernova, even though they had Hanzo's arrow, it kind of delayed the inevitable that didn't really happen. Even Dehaka, he knows that he shouldn't be staying here too long because for Supernova right now, the entire map is pretty much dark.
He actually almost had his recall canceled there by Tyrande, who just walks up and is like, oh, there used to be a Dehaka here. Let's just take back that shrine, and now it's going to be a very strong Dragon Knight pushing up the middle with Ballistix.
Good game, already got the bottom keep. Working on the second one. 12 minutes, pretty early of a game, and a big lead for Ballistix right now. Having a lead. What they want to do here, maybe after the Dragon Knight, looking for that perfect chance. I think NoChat wants to clear that bottom first, and then have a gust from the back. That's what he's looking for, but when we does not have a keep, it might not be the best idea anymore.
Yeah, really not having a whole lot to hang on to here. Supernova holding on for dear life, but can they save their core? Servi says probably not, but we'll see what kind of a defense they can mount right here. It looks like, yeah, Dragon Knight dropping low here, but the bunker is out, so maybe they can hold on for just a little bit longer, but it's a tough ask.
Yeah, but too many stones. And Core is getting... Is on the fight, Heaven goes up, there's a gust.
Yeah, nice
Haymaker onto a C, so can they get a kill?
If
but the Core goes down before, and that was way too much pressure.
Saved by the bell there. SC was almost certainly going to die, but he pads his stats a little bit by the end of the game, saving his life. And that is a 3-0 for Ballistix.
3-0 and 3 out of 3 Tyrande.
That's true.
Only having one win, but 2 times from Supernova, once from Ballistix. You could kind of see who won with the Tyrande pick. So far working out, when you have the teamwork, we could see what Supernova didn't have was that extra stun after the flare. And Jet Propulsion just got them enough time along with the Rainer to get multiple picks. I like that move. Supernova, I think today they were trying something else. Not the spices that we haven't seen before, but it was not the spice for Korea.
Well, I mean, Korea, of course, very well known for all kinds of spice, but
not this
maybe they needed another one. I really do like what we saw here today from Supernova. It felt like they were being innovative, and it did work a lot. Their Cho'Gall pick looked pretty good in the early team fights, but then kind of failed in the overall big picture of Game 1 and then Game 2. They were winning a lot of the fights up until they lost the final one and lost the game there. But, you know, this last game, it did really feel like Ballistix kind of hit their stride. Perfect coordination. Bunkers just always on point to save SC anytime he needed it, and just a really beautiful team coordination by Ballistix.
I would like to see the stacks on Thrall's Crash Lightning maybe not too high, I would say, because he actually fell in the middle.